All right, there we go. All right, how's everybody doing? Sorry about the delayed start. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. Glad you can all make it. This is actually my first webinar, so I apologize ahead of time if anything goes a little funky or a little weird or just not right. Promise I'll get it right towards the end and for any future webinars we may be hosting. This is Ricky, for those of you that don't know, PixelX on the Warrior Forum. Recently released a huge graphics pack, Graphic Smasher. Unfortunately, that didn't go very well with my ex-partner. Don't even want to get into that right now, but yeah, here we are, and we're still giving you the webinar we promised, and let's go ahead and move forward. Couple things that we're going to cover on this. I was thinking of going over some image color correction. A lot of the times out there I see you guys posting images that could have been fixed a couple seconds. I mean, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds of just adjusting the levels and the colors, and you'd have something that looked dramatically different. So I'm going to go over some of those things. Also going to go over the dodge and burn tools after you go ahead and balance those images. These are two tools that I use a lot that give it that extra kick, that basically that final touch, that very good look on the image. After we're done with those, we're going to switch over to easy logo creation. Not sure if you guys got my emails, but I did send out a couple free logos. I think it was yesterday or the day before. It was a pack of 30 logos. Those are basically revisions for clients I had. We just had those laying around. And decided to give them away to you guys that weren't doing anything in my folders or were kind of just sitting there. Used them for my portfolio, but that's about it. They're open game. Use them how you please. I also sent out 8 Christmas icons. Same thing. Go ahead and use those as you please. Those were free gift on us. After that, we're going to move over to the goods and the bads. What is this about? There's a lot of I want to say garbage on the Warrior Forum when it comes to designers. I'm fairly new on there. I started there about a year ago. I have 100% positive reviews. Let me pull up my thread so you guys can see. Sorry about that. Let's close this. Actually just bumped my thread, so I'll be on the top of the list here. A couple days is going to be a year that I'm on here. As you can see, I have about 34,000 views, 411 posts. I don't have a single negative review of my thread. I've been doing a very, very good job in making sure that I make sure I please everybody with everything I give them, so I can keep that that credibility on the forum. I'm not going to lie, in the last 4 to 5 months, that literally tripled my income as far as how I'm doing on the forums. Everybody loves my work. As you can see from my testimonials, everybody just loves what I offer them. Scrolling down a little more here, we're going to see some of my sample work that I have on my thread. This is just just an array of different things that I've put together. I've added a couple new things, obviously, to keep it up to date, but for the most part, it's just a big array of different stuff that I've done myself, and now that I've gotten bigger, I've had to grow with a team that I have. I have 2 partners. They handle all my development, and then I have another partner that handles some extra design work when I need it. But for the most part, I do all the designs myself. I've been doing it now for 14 years, since I was 18. And I pretty much love it. And that's why I'm doing this now. I'm basically giving back to all you guys, and hopefully I can help some of you out. All right, let's move on. Let's get out of this thread. After we go over some of the, I guess, so to say, what I call bad designers on the Warrior Forum, because obviously you can't use me for work all the time. You'd have to go out and find other people as well. I do want to help you make that right decision when it comes down to that time, so I'll go over those things with you as well. Last but not least, we're going to go over some smart objects. I don't know if a lot of you know what those are. These are basically almost like templates. Let me show you a quick example. I didn't want to open these up yet, but I'm just going to show you. We're releasing me and my new partner, we're going to be releasing a new pack. It's going to be all smart objects, and we have all types of stuff from iPhones, different colors, basically almost anything and everything you could think of. Sale signs, we got GPS. Now, what are these? Yeah, they're very nice designs we've done and nice templates. But the beauty of these is the smart objects. Inside of each of these screens, you'll be able to put the image of your choice and hit render, and basically it'll show up inside the item there. So for instance, in my laptop, as you can see, the image is inside, and this is what we give you. These are all 300 dpi. What does that mean? These are great for print. You can scale them up as big as an 8 by 10. That's in full print quality. Or you can scale them all the way down in web quality. I'll go ahead and go over these at the end of the webinar. As some of you may know in my email that I sent an hour ago, the last 15 minutes of this, I'm going to release a early bird special to that pack. That whole thing you saw, that whole list. Okay, I'm sorry. Dropbox with my files. This whole list, we have about 88 different templates. We have a back end and a front end, but we're going to go ahead and do let's say like a 3-week early bird special for you guys. This is strictly to you guys. We have about 100 attendees right now watching this webinar. Only you guys would have access to this until we fully release it, probably close to the end of December. So right now we'll probably release it to you guys, give you a little special deal at the end of the webinar. Just stick around if you don't want to listen. I mean, that's fine too. Just last 15 minutes, I'll go ahead and paste that link over to you guys. And I'll go ahead and go through these one by one so you can see exactly what you're going to be getting. All right, let's go ahead and start. So I'm going to start with the color correction. Go ahead and open Photoshop. I'm not sure what version of Photoshop you guys are using. I'm using CS5. You might be using an older version. That's totally okay. As for the smart objects, it does have to be CS4 and older. We do have a new version of Photoshop just came out, CS6. I haven't touched it yet because there's a lot of new tools in there, and I just don't have time to take those tutorials and get myself up to speed. So I feel comfortable in CS5. That's what I know. It's what I've learned. So this is what I'm sticking to for right now. Let's start with the image color correction. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out some photos that I searched earlier. These are just 4 random photos I picked out off the internet. As you can see, let's start with something simple. So for instance, you just got here, plain field, some water running through it. As you can see, it's very dull, and I hope you guys can see it very clearly on your end. On my end, like I said, extremely dull, no colors, no nothing. You'd think you need to spend an hour to get this image fixed. A lot of you will just post this as it is. Don't do that. You'd get a lot more attention to it if you just did these easy steps. So we're going to start with image, and I normally use hotkeys for these. I'm not going to do it for this video so you guys can see the steps that I'm going through, but learn to use hotkeys. It cuts your time, I don't know, 50, 75%. Just the main tools that you constantly use, try to learn those hotkeys. So here we go. We're going to do adjustments, and then we're going to go to levels. That's going to bring up our level menu, which is, give me 1 second. There we go. Let me go ahead and hide that. Sorry. So we got our levels adjustment. You can take the easy route here and hit auto. I don't like to do that. I think it does a horrible job. Doesn't look natural, doesn't look real. I'm going to go ahead and undo that. Shortcut for undo is Control-Z. You don't have to go to edit, undo. So Control-Z, undo. You see these little sliders? We got 3 sliders. We're going to start with the left one. I'm going to drag that in right to where about the graph starts to build up. So you see you have like this chunk about, I don't know, a centimeter of nothing. Drag that in. Same thing on the right-hand side. Pull that in. See how the image is brightening up right now? All we're doing right now is killing all the excess white space, brightening up that image and bringing out those colors. Middle slider is just a further adjustment. If you go to the left, you're going to get brighter. Go to the right, you're going to get darker. Just find the happy medium. You don't have to be perfect in the middle, all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Just very small changes go a long way. Just a couple little numbers down and you're good to go. There we go. You want to see what it looked like before? Control-Z, undo. Control-Z again, redo. That's the before and after on that. Excuse me. We can go one step further. We're going to do color balance now. The color balance menu. This is more of a tricky menu and something you're going to have to learn as you play with it. I can't tell you exactly what slider to move, left or right, so forth. What I can do is show you how I do it and how I feel everybody else should do it. I basically eyeball this. I'm looking at the image right now. If it doesn't look like it's right to me, I start playing with the sliders. We have 3 tone balances: shadows, midtones, highlights. We want to start off with the midtones. Start off with the first slider, obviously. Again, you don't want to go too far. Don't go too far right or left. This is, I almost want to tell you keep it below 10, as you notice the numbers changing up there, +9, +7, +6. Just move it a little bit. If you start seeing it looking good, keep it below 10. Let's say a little bit right there. That one looks good, so you might want to keep that one at like +1, +0, leave it alone. The last one, notice if you go too far, it gets too blue, too far left. The yellow actually starts to look really good because it brings out the color on the field. So you just want to probably bring that one, and excuse what I said under 10, but on this one it's looking a little better at like -15. So put that at like -15. You then want to jump over to shadows. Again, start from the top, start playing with the slider. Obviously, doesn't look very good over here. Doesn't look very good when you go all the way over here. But if we kick it up just a little bit, right about there, it starts to look a lot better. Second slider, same thing. Doesn't look too good over here. Doesn't look too good over here. We bring it down in the middle. Just bring it probably a little towards the magenta side, and I'll make it a little nicer. Same thing with the last slider. Go a little high with the yellow, brings it out even more. And then you want to end off always with the highlights. I don't think the first slider is going to do very well on this, but yeah, I just want to keep the red at like +5. Not even touch the middle slider, so leave that at 0. And the last slider, the yellow kicks it up pretty nicely. So if you want to see before and after that, we have the preview checked on, so you can just uncheck this. See the before and after, and you might have not seen such a big difference while I was going through it, but now that you see it while I'm getting the preview on and off, you can tell drastic change. So I'm going to go ahead. I have another 3 images I want to do this through real quick. I'm not going to go as in-depth as I did with this one. I am going to touch base on the dodge and burn tools. These are my 2 probably favorite tools in Photoshop as far as making stuff look, I don't know, more realistic, more in-depth than what it does right now. This image doesn't really have much for me to show you these tools, so let me go ahead and switch over to the other one.
Hey, Ricky.
I'm actually going to do the erase car. Yeah, hello?
Hey, this is Paula. I just wanted to let you know if there's some questions coming in. I don't know if you want to save those till the end or if you can see them right now. Do you know how to see the questions?
Let me open up my tab and see if I can see the questions. Yeah, I got them here. Will this be available as a replay? Yes, we are recording this, and I will be sending it out to the list to all of you guys to see it again. So if you got to go for whatever reason, go ahead. You will get a copy of everything I'm going over. You're just not going to have access to the offer that I'm going to be releasing in the next 25 minutes. So. Sorry, guys, just going over the questions real quick. Any other questions you guys may have, let's save until the end. Just stick around. I'm not going to take too much longer. Let me just cover some other quick steps that I want to touch base on, and I'll go ahead and answer everything you guys have. But for those of you that keep asking about the replay, yeah, go ahead and look out for that email. I'm going to be sending that out probably end of today, a copy of everything that we're covering right now. All right, let me get back to this, and we'll get back to the questions after. Again, sorry guys, it's my first webinar, and just give me a little bit of getting used to this. All right, back to color correction. So, like I taught you, the adjustments, levels, real quick. I'm not going to explain this. You know what these do already. Just bring it in a little bit, and don't be scared to pass it. You see how the graph starts to build up towards the end and not towards the beginning. It's just like a long, not so much of a drastic jump like there is over here. Yeah, don't be scared to kick it up a little bit. It's nothing. It's not going to ruin the image as long as you don't do anything drastic. Photoshop is all about just small changes. It goes a long way. Even over here, just bring it up a little bit. Middle. Just want to bring it right around there. If you want to see the before and after, again, just preview on and off. That wasn't such a big deal right now, but when I go into color correction, the color balance makes a huge difference. Yeah, I'm not going to go through these one by one again, but just going to play with them so you can see. And again, I mainly eyeball this. I don't. There's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. It's all, I guess, my trained eye. Spent so many years doing this, 14 going on 15 years now, that this is just like second nature to me. You might not notice the change right away. When I show you the before and after, you're going to see. And I'm leading into the burn and dodge tool, like I said before. See before and after on this one. If you notice, everything gets a lot more crisp. You lose that blurry effect that it had going on. Obviously, it looks a lot nicer this way. Here, normally, you can cut this image out and use it as a transparent image on another background. If you want to just keep it like a nice, clean background and just get rid of that nice, I don't know, not even nice, but that shadow that's going on in the background, we're going to go ahead and use the dodge tool. All the dodge tool does is lighten. There's nothing but lighten. So you just pass it over. And you'll notice the car starts popping out more. Now, I don't use a tablet. I do use a mouse. I hate tablets. A lot of other designers will tell you otherwise. I don't like them. I don't need them. Never have, never will. Just get rid of all that dark background that we have in the back there. And again, if I had more time, I'd go into detail and I'd actually zoom in all the way so it pixelates and come in. Now, notice what I'm doing here. This is a great shortcut to learn if you don't know it. This works with any brush in Photoshop. If you hold Control, Alt, and both of your right and left mouse buttons and scroll to the left and the right, it makes your brush bigger and smaller. This is probably one of the best shortcuts you can learn. It saves you a lot of time. You don't have to mess around right-clicking or using the bracket buttons. This is, I mean, whoever doesn't know this needs to really jump on it because it really saves you a lot of time. If you do the same movement and go up and down, it changes the hardness of the brush. So I can make it fully flat, or I can smooth it out. So same thing, Alt Control, hold both mouse buttons up and down. So for this particular one, you want to keep it smooth, and I did make a copy by accident, so let me undo that. But for this particular one, you do want to keep it smooth. Just outline. Now, if you notice outside this outline I'm making, it's getting a little rougher. But if you just keep working on it, zoom out. Again, Alt-Control, both mouse buttons, right and left makes the brush bigger. Just clean all that out. I'm not sure how good the quality is on your guys' end, but you should be able to see all the black just disappearing. And again, I'm going way overboard with this. This is more of a showing you what the dodge and burn tool do. Let me move on to the burn tool with this. The burn tool is great to add shadow. Shadows are great because they make things look real. It adds depth, makes things look like it's popping off the screen. If you notice, the car is already looking a little bit, actually a lot better than what it originally did. I'll show you before and after. I'll open up the original after I'm done with this. But the burn tool it does the opposite of the dodge tool. Burn, like it's saying, it's burning something. It's basically making it darker. So for instance, you ran it along the bottom side of the car where the shadows would normally be. Maybe towards the top edge. You can make it smaller, right down back. Now, these may seem like very minimal changes, but it's just a group of things that really help. And I'm zoomed in right now at 200%, so that's why this looks a little pixelated. So just run it around here, and zoom out. And, I mean, it's not even the difference. Let me open up the original one so you guys can see. Go ahead and save this. Oh, I accidentally saved over the original, so I can't show you. But if you've been following along, and you'll see in the replay, if you zoom back, kick it back like a couple minutes, you'll see the before and after on what I just did right now. Again, that's all in color correction. I have another couple images I wanted to go over, but I'm not going to drown you guys with that. So let's move on to the next thing, logo creation. Logo creation. The reason I want to go over this is because of the free logos I gave you guys. I don't know how many of you that are in here actually downloaded them. If you didn't, I will be giving you the links to those later. They're on my blog, on my website. Just go ahead and access it, download them. They'll be there forever. I'm not taking them down. And you can use these as you please. Let me go ahead and open a couple of those that I put aside. Here's one of the examples of one of the logos we gave away. These are actually one of the Christmas icons. There's one of the other logos. Another Christmas icon, another Christmas icon, another Christmas icon. It's another logo. Again, these are just examples of what we gave away. Let me start with Casino Company. I gave you AI files of these so you can have them in vector format, meaning if you have a client that wants to use these and wants to blow it up 700 by 700 feet, I'm not exaggerating, it's going to look as crisp and as clear as you see this right here. This is an Illustrator. I didn't really want to cover Illustrator too much on this, but I will cover a couple things so you guys can at least customize these to how you want. If you notice, I have these on different layers. If you double-click on an item in Illustrator, it'll keep going through all the layers. If you notice, they're graying out on you. So now I have this single piece right here of the logo selected. You can actually have both of them on this layer. If you want to select them both, just Shift click, and go up here. You want to change the color of this. Let's say it's probably going to look horrible. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, but light blue. Then double click on the white area, come back to the beginning. Now you got the whole logo as one piece. You can adjust the colors as you please. For the text, same thing. I have the text fully editable in Illustrator. Just type in whatever you want here. Center that a bit. Right there. And simple as that. Now, what I do with this is I would drag this over to Photoshop and do it over there. So what you can do is go to Photoshop, File, New, It's just for testing purposes, let's leave it at 1280 by 1024 at 72 dpi, the resolution. For those of you that don't know, 72 is for on-screen, 300 is for print, as well as 150 sometimes, but standards are 372. When you're using print, you want to click this down to CMYK. But for these purposes, we're going to keep it at 72 in RGB. Okay, now we have our new document. Another quick tip, your percentages. If you notice, it goes from 25%, 33, to 50, to 66, to 100. Your mid percentages, which are your 33, 16, and 66%, these look pixelated. These don't look good. So every time you're previewing something, you want to either be at 100, 50, or 25. One of the, I guess, more standard percentages to look at. I don't know why. It doesn't look crisp in Photoshop when you're in the odd percentages. But yeah, make sure you're at 50 or 100. That's the best way to see it. Easy way to bring this over to Photoshop, click your logo. You don't want to take the text with you, because if you drag that over to Photoshop, it's not going to be editable. It's going to make it as a layer. And you won't be able to do anything with it unless if it's like a final logo and you're already ready to use it on, let's say, a website design, then go ahead and drag it over. But if you're dragging it over to make a new logo, you just want to drag over the middle piece. So just barely drag it over, drag and drop, give it a second. And there it is. Now, again, I told you this is in vector, so you can upsize it and bring it down as much as you want. It will not pixelate. When you're resizing from Photoshop or Illustrator or most other programs, make sure you always hold Shift and drag in from the corner. That'll keep your proportions the same. Too many times I see this or this. It just doesn't look good. So drag that back in. Drop it in there. Give it a second. And again, from the right-hand side, hold Shift, drag. If you add Alt to that to the modifier, meaning hold Shift and then Alt, it's gonna resize from the middle. If you let go of Alt, it'll resize to the right. Pretty simple, guys. Just learn the hotkeys. It'll really kill your time, kill your workload by half, I'm telling you. So that's with Alt, that's with just Shift. So probably want to make it about that big. Enter. Just center that right there. And like anything, you just open the text tool, Photoshop, type in your company name. Control-T is another essential shortcut. That's the transform tool. Just resize that. Put it right there. I just like Photoshop a lot better. I work a lot easier in it. I can color pick. It's just, there you go. You actually add some stuff like that. And open up the character pane when you're dealing with text. Make that bold. And actually bring in all the letters. You can, again, another hotkey, hold Alt, left, right arrow. Right arrow opens them up. Left arrow closes them in. If you had multiple lines, same thing. Highlight everything, hold Alt, arrow up, arrow down. It's just a bunch of hotkeys that really save you time. You don't have to go messing around looking through the tools. Bring that back down. There you go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The logo side of everything is probably the easiest thing. It's just basically put the symbol, throw some text next to it, and you're good to go. You can make hundreds of variations for whoever you're giving these to, or if you're using them for yourself. It's just a great little free gift I threw to you guys. It was just sitting in my folders, and decided to give it away. Let's close on out of that, because I don't think we need to spend too much time on the logo part of things. close out that. See where we're at. The goods and the bads. It really looks good. I'm actually looking forward to this part. Let me take a look and see how many of you are still around. Sounds good. And guys, if you're just chiming in, I'm going to get out. Appreciate that. Somebody just said I was doing fine. This is going to be recorded, and you will be able to review this on your own later on. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. I know a lot of you guys are probably on some funny time zones compared to me, and it's probably pretty late or early. So let's move on. Now, the goods and the bads. This is more of a, I guess, small talking session. Back to my thread. There's nothing special on my thread. I don't know how many of you on here use Warrior Form. I just basically have what I do and just a couple pictures of exactly what it is that I can offer. That's pretty much it, except on my graphics. I'm sorry to be conceited, kick ass compared to most anybody else on here. If anybody wants to say otherwise, go ahead and challenge me, because I'm been looking for some type of warrior designer competition that we can have and maybe see who's the best of the best in the forum. These are all my original graphics. Spent a lot of time on a lot of these. Obviously, a lot of times somebody will message me and ask me to give them something like this for 50 bucks. It's not going to happen. This flyer alone right here, I spent a good 5 days working on it. Everything is very detailed, from adding the wings to each of the girls, to cutting them out, to putting them in the frames, to making it look almost realistic. I wish I could show you the full version of this, but I don't have it around. Then I have stuff as simple as this. Again, it's still very clean and it works. I have mascots, vintage stuff. This right here was a magazine print ad that I did for somebody. I actually charged a lot of money for this. This took me about a week and a half, and it was more because the client was so intricate with her details. I really went with her one-on-one and went through everything step by step and what she needed, and I probably put a lot more time than what I should have into it, but she's extremely happy, and that's actually a portfolio piece that brings me so much work you wouldn't believe it. T-shirts, logos, anything you can think of it. I just love doing it. My background is graffiti, and that's how I got into all this. Do mascots, superheroes. This sales page right here, Reputation Crusher, good friend of mine. I mean, the amount of superhero requests that I've gotten on these forums is ridiculous. And again, if you look around, you'll know why. And let's go ahead and do that. So what do we got here? Let's see who's on the front page today. I'm going to look just to see who's got their little designer tag and see what my competition is. Let's see Breathtaking Designs over here. No, and I don't really want to talk bad about anybody. I know everybody's got to start somewhere. I just don't want you guys to get basically scammed and buy something that is not worth the money, because it really isn't. A lot of these guys are downloaded Photoshop last year, started using it, bought some stock images and some stock photos, put them together, and said, hey, here you go, like this guy right here. I don't want to pick on anybody, but this is not very good. There's just nothing here that calls my attention. While this may look nice, it's just a bunch of stock images thrown together. It just doesn't work. These banners are way too busy. They don't work. That's one of the bads, and I probably won't find any goods. But let's check out number one, stunning premium WordPress websites. A lot of these guys surprise me because I don't understand how they make it through. This right here, this is just ridiculous. I mean, I had to cart blend before I even know anything. There's no price. There's no nothing. This doesn't work. If you guys are paying for sales pages out there and you're getting something like this, I guarantee you're not getting good conversions. This is just, again, in my opinion, horrible. Sorry it's taking so long to load. Again, another problem he had. Some stock images. Clients love it. I'm not a fan of these pre-written testimonials because I can go on here and call myself Joe Schmo and say what a great designer I am. This ain't real. But completely bogus prices, $5,270. No, I'm not going to run that much. $397. Go ahead and order that and see what you get for $397. Again, I don't want to badmouth any of these guys, but there's just a lot of bad on the forum, and I get way too many clients to come to me and tell me to help them and rescue them, and please, they're on a tight budget because some guy scammed them out of $1,000, and hey, guess what? I've been scammed too, but that's just the way the game goes. I don't want to bore you guys with this anymore. Let's move on to the juicy part of the whole webinar, and that is the smart objects. I'm going to start off by showing you some of the things that are going to be in this pack. These things are amazing. This was my new partner's idea. I actually created these for him. He hired me. And after I finished making them, I told him what an amazing pack he just had me create, and I didn't even realize it until I was done. Again, it's the idea, and I made it happen. These things are great. They're all smart objects, like I showed you with the laptop. Just place the image inside, and I'll go ahead and show you how this works. But these are all the different samples of the stuff in the pack. We're going to be releasing this in about, I don't know, it's going to be like 3 weeks now, I think. It's all different types. Great for marketing. People love these things. Put together some of them in some group shots. We spend a lot of time on these. These are all custom drawn. They're all done in Illustrator. And then the smart objects are all set up in Photoshop. And they're all very easy to use, and I'll go over 1 or 2 of them with you. And then I'll go ahead and shoot that link over to you guys so you can get first shot at these. All right. Let's go ahead and do the laptop. All right, this is what you get when you open up the screen. If you notice that 25% is a very big image. I think the whole pack is about 1 gig in size. Great quality. They're very easy to use. All you want to do, see this right here where it says screen, you're going to double click on this small little blue square. What that's going to do is going to bring up the smart object. This is your actual screen. This is the inside of the screen. You're not going to have to do anything. You're not going to mess with nothing or play with the perspective or anything like that to get it to work. So let me get any image, the flower, just drag it in. A lot of you guys, if you don't know that, just grab, drag, let it go. Same thing I taught you, shift. At this point you want to do shift and alt, so it resizes from the middle. Click the right corner and drag. You want to make sure that box is filled in. Hit enter. And you want to save this. Again, shortcut to save is Control-S. In this case, I'll go ahead and show you. File save. Come back to your laptop. Boom. There you go. These are transparent. Take the background off. You save them out as whatever you want. Put them on any background you want. They work, I mean, phenomenal. And like I said, they're all 300 DPI. They're great for print. Beautiful quality, as you can see. They're just crystal clear. I'm actually running up on the 45-minute mark here now. I promised a lot of you guys the link, and a lot of you guys keep asking me about it, so let me go ahead and shoot that in chat. Paul, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, she's on. Okay. I just go ahead and paste this in the chat window, correct?
Yes, and it should say all entire audience, and then hit send, and they should be able to see it.
All right. Here you go, guys. You guys should have access to that right now. Like I said, there's about, I'm sorry, what's that?
I think you just sent it to me, but I'll get it to them.
Okay. Yeah, guys, sorry about that. Paula, which is Tim Castleman's assistant, will be helping me and sending you that link over so you guys can go ahead and get that early access. This is only going to be up for about 2 or 3 hours. Once that time's over, it's coming down, and nobody will have access to buy this again for another 3 weeks or so. So go ahead and enjoy, basically. All right, that's pretty much the end of everything I wanted to tell you guys. I'd love to see what questions you have. Let me see if I can open up this window bigger. Yep. All right. Let's see, what do we got here? As Shane Gore, you guys, is my partner in Image Pro. It's actually 113 templates you're going to be getting. That link that Paula just sent you guys, it's an early bird special. There's about maybe 100 of you that are going to have it. Nobody else is going to have it. You should be able to access it through that link that we just sent out. Everybody that keeps asking about if I'm recording it, we are recording it, and we're going to be releasing this to the list and give you guys full access so you can play it back and learn some of the stuff I've been telling you guys. I really want to emphasize the shortcuts. Use the ones I've told you. I'm going to be releasing a lot more webinars now in the future, not towards the end of this when I'm feeling a lot more comfortable talking to you guys. And I'll be covering a lot more shortcuts. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, the best way to contact me is through my website, just pixelgraffiti.com. If you guys have time and you're not in a rush, another great friend of mine, Joey Zotto, made an amazing video. I mean, I've never seen a testimonial like this. I mean, the guy just blew me away. Go to my website, pixelgraffiti.com. It's playing on the homepage. I mean, just check it out. It's great. See what other questions we have. Somebody asked about the Adobe Creative Cloud. I'm not too familiar with it. It's something that fairly new came out, and I haven't really messed with it. I tend to stick to what I know. If I don't need to learn something new, I will not learn it. There's a lot of the tools that I taught you guys that might be considered old school. I love them, and I won't change them for anything. So what else do we got? You show us more templates you get in the package. Yep. Let me show you guys some more of the templates that you get in the package. Again, as Shane corrected me, it's 113 templates that you guys are getting. And these are all the names of them. Is there any particular you want to see? Some of the cooler ones, the soda can. Soda can's really cool. These are all smart objects, all fully editable. Great quality. Again, 300 DPI, full print quality. If you're listening to this webinar pre-recorded, just know you will have access to these in a couple weeks, just not right now. This is something we released exclusive to the attendees of the webinar, and something we'll be doing from now on in the future. Give you guys a little incentive for joining us. Video camera's a nice one too. This is the before, that's the after. The quality is amazing. What other questions do we have? All you guys telling me thank you. I mean, you're welcome. That's all I can say. And I'm glad that you stuck through the whole thing. I don't know. I wouldn't have listened to myself. I'm nervous as hell, and I mean, I'm doing a lot better now. But I'm glad that you guys are all here and you're all listening. What else do we got? Mike Huffman asked, how do you actually make a smart object for reuse? That'd be a little bit longer of a lesson, Mike. I'll definitely take a note of that for the next webinar we hold, and I'll go ahead and show you guys how to make the smart objects. And I'll probably go ahead and do that as a release with the new pack that we're going to be releasing. And for those of you that buy it right now, I'll go ahead and send that over to you for free once we get that, so you guys have full access to everything. What else do we have? Eric Carter has asked, he actually left already. He asked if I was available to talk one-on-one. I am, if you guys need me. Go to my website, reach me. I have no problem answering any questions you may have. I'd love to help. Anybody that knows me that will tell you how much I mean, I just like helping people out, especially when they get stuck with stuff that it's so simple to me. What else do we have? Somebody, Wes, you were asking, you do not want the details are explained. Please share what you would have done differently or planned differently to prevent this in the future. Wes, this was my first graphics pack that I released. I'm a designer. As you see, I've been offering my services on Warrior Form for the last year. My ex-partner, I don't want to say his name. I don't even want to bring it up, but that's something that went sour. It's somebody that came highly recommended to me. He was actually my launch manager. He was the one that took care of everything. I didn't know anything about product creation. I basically just had a product, and I needed to sell it, and that's where he came in. Unfortunately, I had no contract with him. I was stupid, and at the end, I got screwed over. That's basically it. How can I assure you it won't happen again? That you live and you learn. And I'm still here, and I'm giving you guys a free webinar. And you guys, I don't know if you attended the one that you paid for through his end, but you'll know that the person that was giving that webinar wasn't even from the United States and was actually somebody that was giving some horrible advice. And I'm not racist in any way. I'm saying it more that what was promised to you guys, me giving the webinar, wasn't what was given to you. And that's what I'm giving you now. And that's why I offered this webinar for free. What else do we got? Eve says you weren't able to download the logos yesterday. They should be working. Go ahead and try them again. If they don't, shoot me an email. I'll get you a direct link. If you're going to work primarily on the web, you should always work in RGB. No CMYK on the web, period. Only RGB and 72 dpi. Is the Adobe Creative Cloud worth the $29 a month? I do not know because I do not have enough knowledge in that to tell you. I will tell you that Adobe is a great software company, and I'm sure whatever they're putting out is good. Sometimes you don't need it. If you want, shoot me an email. I'll take a look at it, and I'll go ahead and get back to you and let you know. Let's see, what else do we got? Is it possible to use GIMP for these? A lot of people have been asking me about GIMP. I don't know the software. I've never used it. I'm not sure. Try it out. This is going to be something that I'm going to have to open up and play with just to attend to all you guys that love using it, I guess because it's free. Let me try it out, see if I can get it to work. If it does, if it doesn't, go ahead and shoot me an email, Mark, and I'll go ahead and go over that with you. I have no problem. Is the price current $97? Yes, it is. What I was using is CS5, IDA, not CS6. CS6 has a lot more options that I just didn't want to get into, not yet at least. What else do we got? Doris, you're very welcome. And we got a lot of questions coming in. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to these as fast as I can. I know some of you got to go. You're welcome. All you guys that keep saying thank you, you're all very welcome. Yeah, a lot of people like the link Yeti. Yes, there's going to be a replay of the webinar. Those of you that keep asking, I will be sending these out to the email list. So just watch out for that. And my battery on my laptop's dying just in time, so it's perfect. I think that's pretty much it. Guys, you're all very welcome. We've reached the end of the show. I hope I didn't bore you to death. Hopefully next time it'll be a little better. My voice won't sound as shaky and I won't sound as nervous, and we can get this done a lot easier. But I got a lot to share with you guys, and I hope you pay close attention to all the emails I'm sending out. I'm going to be giving out a lot of free stuff, and I got a lot of good partners that are going to be coming into the mix with me, and I really look forward to everything. I'll keep this open for 2 more minutes. If you guys have any other questions you want answered right now, just shoot them in real quick and I'll look at them. Let me sort these. Scott, the rights that you get are included in the member area. If Shane hasn't put them up there, we'll upload them for you guys. We'll upload a notepad document for you guys to see what the exact rights you have are. The special will be up for about 3 hours, Rick. After that time, we're going to take it down. Alberto, you're welcome. I'm not sure if they work in Element 8. Again, it's something else that I don't use regularly. Guys, those of you that have questions, if it works in other software, if you want to email me directly, go ahead. Contact me through my website, pixelgraffiti.com. Let me put that on the screen. You guys can see it. It's just the first half of that, pixelgraffiti.com. Just go there, tell me whatever questions you have, and I'll be glad to answer them. What else do we have? Don, I don't want to go over the full rights of it because it's a long list. You don't have full resale rights, if that's what you're asking. You do have full rights to use these in whatever medium you might want to use, and you could print out 1 million of them if you want. The only rights we're not giving are resale rights. You got it. Guys, I want to go ahead and close out here. My battery on my laptop's about to go. I really appreciate you all coming, and I hope to see you at the next webinar. All right? Take care, everybody.